Welcome everyone. I'm Russell Mohammed, a PhD candidate from University of Texas at San Antonio in the USA. I'm very happy to share our research work, visual cues for a steadier you, visual feedback methods, improved standing balance in virtual reality for people with balance impairments. Let's start with some introduction. Virtual reality popularity is increasing day by day in many sectors like rehabilitation, education, and entertainment. However, VR causes imbalance issue for healthy users, which is severe for people with disabilities because people with disabilities, especially people with balance impairment, have some balance issues, and added imbalance by VR make it nearly impossible for them to get benefit from consumer VR applications. To solve this problem, we evaluated effects of different visual feedback to improve balance in VR. The purpose of this work is to make immersive VR more accessible. There are several motivations behind this work. Most prior research has confirmed the imbalance effect, but minimal research has been conducted to reduce this effect. Most previous research was focused on users without disabilities. However, we included users with disabilities and without disabilities in our study. Most of the rehabilitative approaches to improve balance in VR have either not used head-mounted display or was constrained to seated tasks. However, we included standing tasks in our study. We had two types of participants, participants with balance impairments and participants without balance impairments. In total, we have 100 participants. Among them, 50 of them are participants with balance impairments and 50 of them are participants without balance impairments. We recruited participants from United States and Bangladesh to compare the cross-cultural effect as well. We had 4 study conditions. For static visual study condition, this was a virtual static frame a plus sign surrounded by 4 boundaries on the front wall that was affixed to the user's view in VR, which has been shown in the right side in figure B. So when participants move their head to left, right, or tilted their head a little bit, the frame also tilted or moved to the left, right with the user's view. And the rhythmic visual feedback was similar to the static visual feedback. However, it was shown at every 1 second interval instead of continuously. Spatial visual feedback, which has been shown in figure D, this was the same texture used for the static and rhythmic. However, this time the texture was not moving with the participant's view. It was fixed on the front wall. And last one is the center of pressure-based visual feedback, which has been shown in figure E on the right side. The boundaries of the texture are shifted outward to indicate increased deviation of the center of pressure. So when participants move to their left, right, front, or back, the center of pressure value increased and the texture boundaries in the corresponding side was shifted to the specific side the participants were moving. This is the standing visual exploration tags. So we placed different markers, left, right, top, bottom, front. In our lab, we did replicated the same thing in our virtual environment. We wanted all the participants to look our lab in a consistent manner. These standing instant gymnastics, participant reached for and grabs real and virtual objects in random order on the table. Participant used controller for grabbing the virtual objects. Participant brought the cubes to their chest level, then released the trigger of the controller while returning the cube to its original location. Study procedure. At first, participants, we introduced the study to the participants and participants completed consent form. Then we had three pre-session questionnaires, COVID-19 screening questionnaires, activities-specific balance confidence scale, pre-session SSQ form. Then participants completed the non-behavior baseline tasks, the standing visual expression tasks for 3 trials, and standing reach and graph tasks for another 3 trials. After that, participants completed the behavior tasks, the same standing visual expression and standing reach and graphs with the 5 types of visual feedback, that is spatial, static, rhythmic, COP, and no visual feedback in VR, which was used as VR baseline conditions. Participant completed 3 trials for each condition. Finally, participant completed the post-session SSQ form and a demographic questionnaire. At the end of the study, participants was paid $30 per hour. We used 3 metrics in our study. Center of pressure velocity was the primary metrics in our study. We also used a ABC questionnaires. This is a 16-item questionnaires used to measure participants' physical ability. We also had simulator sickness questionnaire. This is also a 16-item questionnaire used to measure cyber sickness. We used the Sapiri wheel test to check the data normality and found the data are normal. Then we applied 2x6 mixed model ANOVA to find any significant difference in COP velocities. Then we applied post-hoc detailed TTS to find specific differences in COP velocities between any 2 conditions, to measure the increase in cyber sickness, to measure the difference in physical ability. Here are the results for the standing visual expression text. The left figure shows the result for participants with balance impairment, where static and rhythmic condition outperform other conditions significantly. However, we didn't find any significant difference between static and rhythmic conditions. We also found similar result for participants without balance impairment, where static and rhythmic condition outperform other conditions significantly. For standing reach and graph stacks, we also found the similar result for both groups with participants with balance impairments and participants without balance impairments, where static and rhythmic condition outperform other conditions significantly. We found that the visual feedback condition that changes with position, especially the static and rhythmic, that outperform other conditions significantly. And in the no feedback condition in VR, we found that the balance significantly decreased. So the virtual environment had a negative effect on balance. However, we didn't find any significant increase in cyber sickness in our study, maybe because of our environment was very simple. The performance order of the visual feedback was static and rhythmic was the best, and they outperformed the COP and spatial condition. Obviously, all conditions are better than the no-visual feedback in VR. Our researchers from this result will be able to better understand different kind of visual feedback for maintaining balance in HMD-based virtual environments. It will help to create more usable and accessible VR experiences for people with and without balance impairments. In our future work, we'll investigate the effect of different kind of visual feedback on gauge in VR. Here are the references. Thank you.